A very good morning to Stevenage. Today we're heading north. We're heading up to Newcastle with Lumo. It's the first time I've taken Lumo. It's an Hitachi 803, beautiful blue colour, a 2.2 configuration, and I'm looking forward to this one. There's a few things to film on board, a few things to film on the way, and yeah, it's a home of Lumo. Lumosity and Motion, Lumo stands for. Newcastle's where they're based. And I've got a couple of days filming up there. I thought, why not go with Lumo? I've never taken those before, and yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. Let's get up there, take a look at the seat, take a look at the surroundings, see if Lumo's a good option for going north. They offer services to Edinburgh and Glasgow. They stop here in Stevenage, just outside London, which is convenient for not going into London, and they stop in Morpeth. But let's get on board. I'll see you there. So as I say, today's service starts at London King's Cross before making its way to Stevenage, where I'll be joining the train. It then heads north, picking up speed in stretches over the flat countryside up to Newcastle. After Newcastle, where I'll be getting off this service, it carries on to stop at Morpeth and then Edinburgh. There is a line going to Glasgow, but today we're going Stevenage to Newcastle. Let's get on board. The booking process with Lumo is self-explanatory. You just go to the website, pick your start and finish point, the date you want to go, how many of you, and click search. You can select just to see only Lumo trains if you wish, and then when the next screen comes up you choose which service, which type of ticket, and click continue. You then get the option of whether you want to sit forward, face backwards, with a window seat or an aisle seat. And then you go through to how you're going to collect your tickets, whether that be the machine or an e-ticket. I chose e-ticket through the app for this journey. You then go through to the final page where you see your allocated seat number. You can click on the Lumo seat map to see exactly where this seat is. And if you don't like it, to start all over again. Sometimes you get generated a new seat and it may be better, may be worse. Oh, and before I get on today's train, I'd like to apologise for the lack of videos over the last 2 or 3 weeks. Yeah, you can see by my last video I released, it's a really rough edit. I was so ill. I looked ill on the couple of videos I did before that. Yeah, I was very rough. I had a virus I just couldn't shake off. But back to filming now. I missed out on a couple of filming trips, but back to filming now. Regular updates, I promise. So here's our train, the 10:36 to Newcastle and then Edinburgh.
Formation is coach key at the front of coach A. This is Stevenage.
Once settled into my seat, you can see that in front of you have a small tray table, a reading light with 2 settings. There's armrests and there's in-seat power. You can see this down below in front of you. It saves you having to try and contort your arm to get to the socket under the seat you're sitting in. So yeah, good placement of the seat power here. It's got 2 USBs either side of it. And the chairs, the headrest, have a wing back on them to make it more comfortable for resting. In no time at all, it was time to depart Stevenage. Stevenage is a major East Coast mainline junction, and it's interesting that Lumo actually stops here, unlike many of the long distance services. But we started accelerating north into Hertfordshire, and this is where the trains really open up.
That includes any serious.
Not long into the journey, the trolley service started, and I grabbed myself a meal deal, a sandwich, a packet of crisps and a soft drink for £6.50.
Cold drink, is it? Can I have a Coke or something? I've got Coke, a Coke.
There's flat, straight track, ideal for high speeds, and Lumo quickly climbs towards 125 miles an hour. This is classic East Coast territory, flat, straight and built for speed. We then enter the Cambridge countryside, and passing through you will see some of the flattest land in England. Historically it's used for speed testing, even in the steam days. It's very deceptive, it feels calm, but the train is flying. It doesn't feel fast at all, we're actually flying through here. Then we're up into Peterborough. This is a major junction and one of the most important rail hubs in eastern England. We don't stop here, but the line splits towards East Anglia, a key freight and passenger interchange. Now we're moving up towards Lincolnshire in South Yorkshire. There's wide open agricultural land, its former industrial corridors and railways were vital here for moving coal and steel. Okay, so I've come out to the vestibule, very quiet on board, you can hear a pin drop, but the folks clearing up, some amazing views. We're soon coming up to Doncaster, which is the birthplace of many of the world's greatest trains, including the Flying Scotsman. The Doncaster works there. Yeah, it's a good trip so far, very cramped, the seats very narrow, but still, yeah, it's a good journey, very busy train. As I say, it's very quiet, so yeah, you'll find me in the vestibule. This line wasn't built for passengers originally, it was more built for the industry in this area. Now we move up into the Doncaster area, and this is where the railway royalty is. It's the home of the famous Doncaster Works and the birthplace of the legendary locomotives like the Flying Scotsman. Some of the most famous trains in the world were built right here. We carry on further up to North Yorkshire and to the countryside with the rolling farmlands and long straight sections of track. This is where you'll most often get sustained top speed running. It's very smooth and very quiet. This is peak high speed cruising, fast, smooth and effortless. Now we're moving up to the Durham Viaduct Cathedral area. It's a highlight moment of this journey and one of the best railway views in the UK. The Cathedral at Durham is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The train crosses a high stone viaduct over the River Wear. Would you like to see me visit Durham in one of my videos? Let me know in the comments below. This is one of the most iconic railway views in the country. It's absolutely unbeatable. Now we're approaching Newcastle, the track rises onto the embankment. Urban scenery quickly returns and you cross the King Edward VII Bridge, built purely for railway. You can always tell when you're arriving into Newcastle, the city rises up and around the railway. And as we arrive into Newcastle Central Station, this station was opened in 1850 and designed by John Dobson. It's one of the UK's earliest major railway stations and still a huge transport hub today. This station has been welcoming trains for over 170 years and is still one of the North East's most important gateways. Now Lumo is an open access operator, so it's not government subsidised at all. It uses all electric Hitachi 803 trains and focuses on low fares, simple service and sustainability. It's based in Newcastle and this route is home turf for them. So that was Lumo from Stevenage up here to Newcastle. I've got a couple of hours before I need to get my bus to film my next videos, which you'll see later on in the year. So I might do a little video now. But that's Lumo, Stevenage to Newcastle. I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure you subscribe and I'll see you in the next one. See you later.